Welcome to XANDZ Horror Movie Reviews. I'm X with your Gen X perspective.
I'm Z with your Gen Z perspective.
But today we are reviewing Predator, Killer of Killers. This is brought to us by Dan Trachtenberg, who also brought us Prey, and the movie's been animated by The Third Floor. Z, what you got?
So, Prey was a massive success all across the board. It revitalized the Predator franchise, and the reason for that was because it went back to the original content. It brought back Predator. There's a Predator on Earth hunting people. We don't really know why, and it doesn't matter because who cares? It's a Predator, and we just want to see it hunt. And somebody, figures out, strategizes how to kill it. And in this case, for Prey, she used its own tech against the Predator. And it was awesome, and everybody loved it because it was Predator. And it doesn't need to go further than that. However, with this new movie, Killer of Killers, and Predator Badlands, which is coming out later this year, right?
In November.
In November. And he's taking on a new direction with Predator. And we're going to go into a lot of detail about what changes he's making.
Spoilers ahead. It's a new animated film. We're hoping for something new. We're hoping for new breakthroughs in technology. We're hoping for new ways to tell a story. This one does not do that. This is nothing you haven't seen before as far as the style goes. And while it's always fun to watch predators hunting people, and this one is wonderfully violent, and there's blood spattering everywhere,
Of course,
and what you would expect. It doesn't do anything new. There's no reason for it to be other than the very end. And we're going to break down how this movie works, because it's a series of shorts, essentially.
Yes, 3 short films.
With a 4th short at the end. And it shows the Predator hunting through history. So the very first section is the Vikings. And this is dated, when was the date for this?
808.
808. And that will be important later. And we have a band of Vikings. They're on a mission of bloody revenge. And they're led by a Viking Graham, who's fierce and old, but fierce.
Yes,
and
very
the
fierce.
Baddest warrior this side of wherever they're sailing from. All right, they're going after some
There's
guy.
not a lot of context. She's going to hunt the guy who killed her father.
Right.
That's the context. So
Like
she wants revenge.
you
And somehow she's aged 60 years, and this guy who's already an adult is still kicking, and
Right.
like, wow,
He's
okay.
like 112
Yeah,
or
he's
something like
something.
that. Yeah. Anyhow, but there's a predator,
Yep.
and he's going to ruin the whole thing, and come in, and he's going to kill everyone but the Graham.
But the Viking
And she magically survives all of this just by using her weird broken shield.
Yep.
And okay, great. So animated Predator laying waste to the Viking nation.
And let me go into a little bit of detail with this Predator. There's different variations of Predators now.
Right,
so in this case, in this scenario, in this short, we have the brute Predator.
Yeah.
And he's using a shield of some kind, which uses the Force. Literally, like, it's a buckler type looking shield.
Yeah.
And he charges it, and then he punches, and then it's a shockwave.
He's the shocker.
He's the shocker.
Spider-Man, help. Anyhow.
Yeah, so, he's using this, and he's just, like, obliterating everybody with this. But somehow, some way, she finds a way with this broken, raggedy shield to kill this Predator.
Yeah.
And evidently she can swim in below freezing water for more than 5 minutes.
For extended periods of time.
And just like, it's
Viking.
perfectly fine Viking, Anyhow, different variation of Predator here, and there's different variations in general now. So it's not just like, the Predator. It's like Predators many
So this is the Berserk Predator.
Yes.
And one thing about the magical buckler that shoots the kinetic energy force thing, he manually has to charge it. Literally, he pulls back the primer, he gives it all, and it's charged, just like your water gun, and then boom, and it just sends the shockwave out. It's shocking.
Yes.
Okay, so in that one, she uses the technology against the Predator underwater.
Mm-hmm.
And she defeats the Predator.
Yes.
Okay,
And it's
moving
not
on.
a bad action scene. It's just, you know, nothing new.
Nothing,
Nothing new.
nothing new. There's no reason for it other than just like, hey, you want to watch some cool Predator animation? Okay, well, I'm
And
bored.
so
Whatever.
she killed the predator, and then we transition to a scene moving on where she's suddenly somewhere, we don't know where yet, but she has a collar around her neck, and there's somebody sitting beside her, and we only
It's an
see,
electronic
yeah,
collar.
there's
It's the
something,
standard prisoner
yeah,
electronic collar is what
right.
it is.
Only it's not human made. We know that because it's
Well,
got like symbols and
it's
red, and
not
it's
Viking technology.
certainly not Viking technology.
Okay.
But now we move on to the next short.
The next short is in samurai times, and we have
Samurai times.
Samurai times.
Okay, samurai times. We're in
feudal
1609.
Japan. Thank you.
1609, and then we skip
Oh
to 1629. That's
no,
the
you said 1609 to 1629.
yeah, because there's this, it starts us in
Oh
1609.
right. Okay.
It starts
It
with
has two kids.
yeah,
They got a battle for the helmet.
for
Like
the
you do.
samurai armor,
Right. And
and
then,
so
but one of them cries and runs away and then
yeah,
becomes a ninja.
and then 20 years later he comes
That old
back,
chestnut.
and then
Right. And now the brothers are fighting.
yes, they're fighting,
know.
but suddenly we got a ninja predator
Uh-oh.
now.
Here comes the ninja predator. And this one, he's very thin. He's very fast.
Yes,
He's
very slender.
very good with blades. Yeah. Okay. So let the predating ensue. And it does, and all the usual stuff. And he kills a bunch of samurai. But at the very end, the brothers harness their
Brotherness, and they
brotherness
happen
and,
to they do an anime slice. They pass by each other with samurai
a
swords.
dual attack.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
whoosh, and then the predator that was just standing completely still,
Yeah.
just
Invisible.
yeah, it was invisible,
Yeah.
and it was just like standing there, completely able,
Right.
not anything wrong,
Right.
just
But they
standing.
knew.
Yep, and then whoosh, and then dead.
Yeah.
The
Gone.
predator's gone, and
In like 8 cubes.
yep,
Predator.
yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And might I add, this predator's design was a little bizarre. It was his face when he took the mask off. It was like a spiky predator. I'm like, we got the durian
Yeah.
predator. Like, what is that? It made no sense.
Yeah. So, what we're seeing is just gratuitous, like, hey, let's make different kinds of predators. All right. Still no point to any
Yeah,
of
no,
this.
we
but
were just
now we go back to the mysterious room where they're all sitting together.
yes.
And then we go to the third short, which is World War II.
1941.
And it's a young pilot, a scrawny young man, and he just is an exceptionally gifted pilot.
Yes.
But
And he gets drafted into World War II.
where they don't use him as a pilot, but he still saves the day as a pilot by they all fly up in their World War II planes and prop planes, I might add, and he's got some older prop plane.
He's got like a raggedy, like something not well put together.
Yeah, it's not
Like it can
not the
crash in
best.
like half a second.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he's got to fix it in midair, but we'll
Yeah.
get to that. So,
Oh, yeah.
anyhow, they're on the battleship, and I guess the Pacific Theater. I guess that's where they were.
I don't think it matters. I mean,
I don't think that it does. Anyhow, here comes the Predator.
he's a massive spaceship.
He's the pirate Predator because now he doesn't even wear a mask. He just has an eye patch and a thing across his face. It's something. Anyhow, this is air-to-air combat. We're not even doing hand-to-hand anymore.
Nope.
This guy's flying around in his super high-tech Predator spaceship, and he's going after the World War II
Pilots.
I don't even remember what kind of planes those were, but prop planes, propeller type thing. And he shoots not Predator lasers or plasma cannons. It's nothing like that. No, he's got a harpoon claw thing,
Yep.
and he shoots the planes and like destroys their engine and pulls it out.
He pulls the engine
and then,
out, he impales the entire situation.
Then their plane goes down. Right.
Done
So
and dusted.
this has nothing to do with any Predator or anything ever before. And there's no real reason for it other than just, leading up to our fanboy nerd out moment, which will bring it all together. So
Yes. Bring it
magically,
all together.
the scrawny but gifted pilot figures out, oh, the only way I'm going to get this guy is if I fly into the enemy fire and he takes a beating while I'm evading all
Yes.
the bullets from the anti-aircraft weapons,
And somehow he's
like you
just able
do.
to evade everything.
Yeah,
There's
well,
like
gifted.
tons and tons of everything, bullets, literally everything, and
But
he's just perfect.
he's very smart because he overheats his engine. And as everybody knows, if you overheat the engine on a prop plane, it becomes a nuclear bomb. So when the Predator shoots the harpoon and then pulls it back to his own ship, kaboom, he's done. He didn't think about that one, did he?
These shorts have nothing to do with anything except for the fact at the very end of the movie, the fourth and final short
Here
film,
we go. This is where it all
this is where
comes
it is.
together.
And we end up on their home planet of the Predator, the home planet. And they have a coliseum where they bring the three people who killed the Predators, the samurai, the Viking woman, and the scrawny kid. They're all on this planet. They were kept as prisoners, and we're not entirely sure how they were kept alive. Not yet. But now they are going to fight each other in this coliseum. Well,
it's the Predator Stadium.
Yeah.
They all have box seats. It's amazing.
Yeah, get your peanuts right here. So now they're going to fight each other, but they're going to use their own weapons. So the samurai gets a sword, the Viking woman gets her shield, and the kid got the flintlock pistol. No, he got the pistol.
He got
from
the flintlock pistol.
Predator 2 and Prey. This guy cannot get enough of this pistol.
Yeah, Dan does love that pistol.
Like, I don't know what, it's not, I mean, it was kind of cool in Prey, like, okay, you got the explanation, but that's as far as it needed to go. It was cheesy, but it was, okay, you had to do it, you had to do it.
It was fan service, but whatever. It fit because of the time.
But now this is just, like,
this is just
stupid.
Gratuitous.
Yes. So now he's, like, trying to figure out this scrawny kid, he got the gun, and he's trying to figure out how to use it. And then they have a language barrier, which is just annoying to watch.
Well, no, but the magical bomb necklace
does
translate.
Okay, let me back this up.
Yeah.
So now we have the apex predator with his scorpion tail cape.
Whoa. Okay. So we're in the Predator Stadium. We think it's their home world, the Predator home world, but we're not sure.
I mean, it's got to be. There's like hundreds of predators.
Well, yeah.
It's not confirmed.
But I mean, or maybe it's just a moon that they party on. We don't know. But anyhow, so they're all gathered, and what they're going to do is they're going to throw these three people, the defeated predators, to fight each other, because there's nothing a predator wants to see more than three humans going at it with primitive weapons. Why not? So we're going to make it fun, though, and they're going to throw a pred beast.
Yeah, just a predator beast
into the mix, and naturally the humans decide, well, we're not going to fight each other.
Yeah, they're gonna unite. And
I mean, the Graham kind of wants to go at it a little bit, and I think that under the right circumstances, she might have won. But no, they all decide, like, okay, we're not going to fight each other. And then the scrawny pilot kid runs off and disappears.
Well, he gets eaten by the predator beast.
Oh God, yeah. Okay.
And by the way, the reason that the Graham decides that she's going to unite with everybody is because she has a grandson that died to the predator in her short film.
Right.
And she saw him in the scrawny kid, and she's like, "Oh, I must fight for him now."
Now
obviously.
I'll fight for him. Right.
So, and so now the kid he got eaten by the predator beast.
Now we get to the Scorpion King.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now
tell them about the Scorpion.
The Scorpion King now.
The massive.
He's the massive cape. So, big old predator. He's got a scorpion cape, which I'm sure you know now because I've said it 4 times. And he's speaking his native tongue, the predator language.
No more clicks.
No more clicks.
Yep, no more.
He's like, wah, ya, ba, ba. And then, somehow, this translates into ancient Japanese and ancient, like, whatever Viking language, Norse or whatever they were. They can translate that.
Magical language collar.
Yep. Magic language collar, so that they can understand him. And so he's telling them, like, you will fight each other, and then whoever lives will face me. And I'm like, what is the point? What's the point?
Did he say that they were going to face him?
That was the whole point.
Okay, all right.
And then, by the way, the Predator Beast coming into action, that played no role at any point. They just brought it in for fun.
Which is the only consistent theme in the entire film.
There was no context behind bringing in a beast.
Right.
There just happened to be a beast. And
Okay.
so, while all this is happening and the Graham and the samurai are trying to like sort things out and like, well, the samurai's trying to sort things out. He's trying to get them to work together. The scrawny kid that got eaten by the predator beast, somehow he finds a way to, get out of the predator beast. Like
he
somehow,
pulls the drags.
Exactly. Boba Fett in the, Star Wars, done before, seen it. Somehow he's found a way out of the beast. And now they're going to take their collars off because he got a special,
Techno key.
he got a vambrace, a little thing on the wrist.
Oh,
because one
remote
of the
control
predators,
device.
one predator also got eaten by the predator beast.
Right.
And so he finds the body.
Oh, that's what they do.
And then he's got the beep boop beep boop. And so he takes off the collar because obviously you know how to use the beep boop beep boop.
Of course.
After
gifted pilot,
yeah, which will play a role in a minute.
Oh yeah.
And now they don't have their collars on, and so they decide, okay, we need to make it to the ship that's very conveniently right behind the apex predator.
Right.
So now they're going to go to the ship, and they make it, but they get harpooned by another ship. Or no, it's not by a ship. There's like a sentry harpoon, and so they get shot. And the Graham's like, okay, you know what? I got to go make a sacrifice. So she rides it down like a zip line using her shield.
So hold on. God, this whole thing got so dumb that I was rolling my eyes and I missed a good portion of it. But the young gifted pilot, scrawny kid, commandeers the spaceship. Now he's going to save the other two. Now they jump on. Yeah, but they do get harpooned and now they can't escape. So Viking Graham is going to jump off of the spaceship and she's going to go and cut them loose, which she does with this massive metal chain, but her wooden shield can get through it. So because of the force of her Grahamness, no doubt.
Yeah, the metal shield. It's not a metal shield. It's like this wooden thing.
1,200 years old.
Somehow it's able to destroy like.
Also, she's looking good for 1,200. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
I wonder what skin care routine she uses.
Anyhow.
So now this kid who magically knows gifted pilot, he knows how to fly an alien, predator spacecraft. Obviously, this massive thing,
right?
He's like, okay, I mean, literally, the scene is like, okay, what do I do? This, and then
the ship is like,
yeah,
and then figured it out. Boo!
Yeah,
there we go.
And then after they fly off, the apex predator says, "All right, let's go hunting."
Let's go hunting.
Tons of predator spaceships.
Literally, everyone in the stadium piles out. They jump into their spaceships, and they're hot on the tail.
Yep.
Of this escapee spaceship.
Yep.
Which has now the scrawny kid and the samurai.
The samurai, which he also lost an arm. The samurai.
Oh yeah,
at
he lost an arm,
which doesn't matter, but figured I'd mention.
Yeah.
Now, the best part about all of this is none of it matters, except for the fact that at the very end of the film,
the very
last scene, we get the cryopod chamber room.
Magic. So, the reason we have a 1,200-year-old Graham, and how old was the samurai? 300, right? And then the kid from World War II,
and we don't know how old, what year we're in now, because the reason they were kept alive is because the predators just stick people into cryopod chambers.
Here's how it works, and we never knew, but the predators, if you beat them, you don't win. They just send all their friends to come, scoop you up, and throw you in a cryopod, and then they take you back to the Predator Stadium, where you are then pitted against other people, I guess.
I mean, that's what they did here.
All the cryopods are people-shaped and people-sized. It's not like they have, big ones or little ones or anything like that.
We did see like one big one, but the majority of them, there was a big cryopod dwellers. Yeah, okay. I saw it. It was a weird thing. It looked like goo.
I had to run to the bathroom to throw up. I was so like, oh my God, this is dumb.
So we move, the camera's moving, we see all of these cryopods, and then suddenly we see the girl from Prey in the cryopod chamber.
Yep, there she is, sleeping peacefully. Little does she know.
Okay. You told me,
right?
Yesterday, I believe, that Dan Trachtenberg, he said, he confirmed, this is the important part, he confirmed that the cryopod chambers the point of it was to bring back Arnold and old characters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when you need to just stop.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's
anything that ever mattered in any Predator movie has
hmm
gone into the trash because
yeah,
anybody who won got scooped up just immediately
yeah,
and thrown into a
yeah.
chamber.
There's no code
No.
anymore. This is a vegetarian menu. There are no steaks. Okay, nothing matters anymore. It's all just like, oh, cool tech and neat idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Which, might I add, the tech that the Predators use in Killer of Killers is way beyond what we see later down the line. So in 1987, the Predator that we see in the original movie is using really like low tech compared to 808 or 16 whatever, because there's exploding wire and nets and exploding like
yeah,
the
it's
harpoons and
like
the kinetic
this is
energy. I'm like,
the Star Wars paradox where the prequels had more advanced tech
right.
than the originals, and you're like, okay, why did we do this again? Like, guys, just come on now, stop with this.
So
All you have to do is make a good movie.
they turned the Predator movies into comic books, or at least that's what it looks like it's going to turn into.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
anyhow, that's we were hoping for more, and we got
certainly,
less, and so that's that. So that is our review of
okay,
Killer of Killers. It's the bummer of bummers.
it is the Killer of Killers.
Yeah, right. They killed the franchise.
Okay,
Okay, way to go. Prey was a good movie, and it did bring on the Predaissance. Okay, it kind of made up for a lot of bad Predator movies, and then the whole franchise was bestowed upon Dan Trachtenberg, who said to himself, I don't know who else, he did not call out, let's make this stupid. Okay, and he's got this animated movie, and now he's got a new movie called Predator Badlands. And you've seen the trailer, and it is equally baffling, but we watched it and then we're like, I'm not getting the Prey vibe. We'll have to see about this one. And then we see the animated movie, and then we go back and we rewatch the trailer for Badlands. And then we watch another video that talks about all of this detail
and I'm not sure who
about
was by.
Badlands. Yeah, I'm not gonna shout it out
Yeah,
because we're gonna
no,
slice it and dice it
and I'm
pretty
pretty
good
sure
here.
it has thousands of views anyway. So
Exactly,
I
as
mean, it
opposed to
doesn't.
our 12.
Yeah.
But that's okay because we're gonna keep it real. So the idea of putting his own stamp on the Predator universe everywhere he can becomes very unappealing. And so in Badlands, all of a sudden we're back on the Predator homeworld, which they give a name, and they use that horrible, terrible name that some
which has
people
like 25 different pronunciations.
call the Predators. I'm not even going to say it. I just don't even want to acknowledge it. It's so bad. It's like, what's the least appealing name you could come up with
Yeah.
for a Predator? Oh, this. All right, so they're on their homeworld, evidently,
Yes.
and so there's this new Predator, but he's a very small
Yes,
Predator.
he's a fledgling Predator.
Well, not young, just kind of like not a fully developed, not a robust Predator, not a
Yeah.
warrior Predator. He's the friendator because now we want to like him. He's the hero of
He's
the story,
protagonist.
and somehow he's got to traverse his own world and somehow overcome all the obstacles, which includes a lot of weeds and plants
Yes,
that are
but
weird.
as well, another Predator that's Darth Vader Predator. Almost.
Vader Predator,
Yeah, Vader
the
Predator.
Vader King. Yeah,
Yep.
he's got
With
a
the
weird
lightsabers. They
crown.
brought lightsabers.
I don't even want to talk about this.
Lightsabers are
I
a
do
thing
have
in the Predator
I
universe
do
now.
have one solid rule pertaining to films and directors. Like, if you're not making a Star Wars movie, but you put a lightsaber into your film anyhow, throw yourself in the trash because you're done. Okay, that's my rule. No, 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 no. Anyhow, they did it. Yeah, so we get a giant beast. We get the Warrior King, Vader King, whatever.
Yes,
dude.
and all we get from the trailer is
And
that
we also
he's
get a synthetic from Alien.
true.
Okay, which it's like, That's literally the only part of the entire trailer that I found intriguing. Which is all to say, oh no, this was a misstep, in my opinion. And you certainly didn't seem to enjoy it any more than I did. Oh God. So we're going to have to wait until November to
No,
see.
the trailer was very poor. Yeah.
Well, it raised a lot more questions than it answered. It did
Yes.
some fan service with a trophy room, a callback to Predator 2. It has a Tyrannosaurus skull. Like,
Which I'm
dude,
not sure if there was there a Rex skull in Predator 2? I
no,
think
no.
no.
That was all like space aliens that they made up. There
Okay.
was an alien skull, which was questionable because they're exoskeletons. But anyhow, they might also have an endoskeleton, and why
Well, no,
not?
in Romulus now they did make it like canon with the skeletons. Remember, there's a scene where you get to see a dead alien in Romulus, and you see its skeleton, and it actually has eye sockets, which I
Oh,
found completely
okay.
weird.
Well,
I-
Romulus is a whole different
Romulus,
story.
we didn't even review that. It was so bad.
It's
But
just
we're not going to go into detail.
we'll do that later. Yeah, because we did see the Alien Earth trailer. That
Which
actually looks
does look intriguing.
Have hope, and I want to see that.
Yes.
All right, but Predator Badlands. Yeah, no. I mean, we're gonna wait because you never know. You never know, and there's always that little ember of hope that burns deep inside. But it's not looking too good for this one. Also, evidently, he has a whole Predator language that he's developed.
He did a whole Lord of the Ring thing.
Dan Trachtenberg just decided he is the guiding light of the Predator universe, and yeah, we're gonna see how that turns out with Badlands. But if Killer of Killers is any indicator, then it's not looking good. So
that is us. I'm Z with your Gen Z perspective.
I'm X with your Gen X perspective.
And we thank you for watching.
As always, thank you.
Again.
So, however, this. Yeah, I'm being hunted by a non-predator. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Predator Rex. That's great.
All
thank
right.
you.
Yep. Oh, she's going for the jugular.
That's
all right.
Okay. You think we could finish our review now?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Or even start.
All right. Pulling it together now. Okay.